Okay, we're going to do a solve on the GAN 15 Maglev, and then I'll explain afterwards why I made the choices I did. Okay, let's break down that solve. So let's recreate the scramble. So we had D, L2, F2, U2, R, F2, R prime, B2, R, U2, L prime, F2, R prime, F, D, U2, B, L prime, R prime, F, D. So we had red in front, yellow on top, and then we had all of our cross edges basically in view. Okay, so to solve this, I pondered for a little bit, but then I came to the conclusion that I was going to do it this way. So I knew that I could insert green and orange at the same time if I had one D move. So like this, insert, insert. So in my mind, green and orange were going into the correct places, which means I have to think about how do I want to do blue and red. Now, blue and red it would be nice if I could just do it like that, but they're flipped. So I chose to just put blue in first into the back with some wide moves. Put red in, and then I could shift across to correct them, and then these are two easy moves, and that's a cross solution. So this took about 2.5 seconds, and it went something like this. And then immediately after solving the cross, I hadn't planned any of my F2L pairs in inspection because I'm not very good at it, but this one's kind of glaring out at me straight away. I know this case pretty well. It's pretty efficient into the back, so you can actually do a lefty sledge and insert this straight into the back left corner. So that was something like this. Then immediately once you've done that, this one pops right in front of you, so you know that this one's just R, U2, R prime. And then to insert into the back right, I did a mixture of U and wide moves and regular moves. So I did lowercase u and u prime at the same time to get it over here. And then this is just a normal insert, which creates a free pair. Now in the heat of the moment, I just inserted it normally like this. It would have actually been better upon review to sledgehammer this in. Basically, if I sledgehammered it in, I would have got a really nice case for the final slot. But I did not. So that would have been faster. So instead, I just inserted normally and had this terrible case, which I actually rotated to orange, but thinking about it, well, no, maybe I was right. Maybe orange is fine. Essentially, I did a U2 and rotate at the same time. I could have gone either way. So I did, and then just did this case into the back right, which was R prime, U2, R, U, and then insert. And then we got this OLL, which goes something like this. So you do U, then you do M prime, then you just do U, R prime, U prime, and then you do a sledgehammer, and then you undo the setup move of M prime with M. Then here I got an A perm. I didn't recognize this immediately as an A perm because all I could see was headlights. I need to get better at my last layer recognition from the wrong angles. So this took me a moment. I did a U and I was like, A perm. And did a U again. And we just did the A perm as normal. And now, timestamps throughout that solve, it was about a 2.5 second cross solution. It took me about 7 seconds to do F2L. Then it took 3 seconds for OLL, and then another 3 seconds for PLL. So clearly my OLL and PLL are pretty slow. 6 seconds of the whole solve. Given that the fastest guys can do these really quickly, I could definitely speed up my solves a lot just by getting more efficient and fast at my last layer algorithms. But yeah, hopefully that goes through my thought process. It's a pretty standard solve. All the pairs just kind of jumped out. I didn't have to look ahead too hard. Tried to minimize rotations, and yeah, nothing too crazy. I think the main improvement would have been, if I did the sledgehammer for the third pair, I can actually show you what that would have looked like. So here, if I did a sledgehammer, this would have been a really easy last insert there. I would have done this with this algorithm, and then I would have got what looks like a V-perm. Yeah, so actually V-perm is like one of the worst algorithms I have. So I would have saved time in the F2L, but my PLO would have been probably worse. But yeah, that's the review of that solve. And this is the GAN 15 Maglev. Just a quick one on this cube. I think it's pretty decent. It's very light, and it's, in my opinion, slightly worse than my GAN 14 Pro, which is pretty controversial, I believe. But the only reason I say that is because this one doesn't have edge magnets. So I can really feel the absence of them when I solve this thing. I think if you're a more accurate solver, you're probably okay with this. But I apparently am not, so those edge magnets are doing me a solid on the 14 Pro. I have mine set up very similarly, so they do feel pretty similar actually, just this one doesn't have edge magnets. So it's lighter, potentially faster, but less secure in my hands, I guess. Anyway, that's this video, and that's it done.